Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we saw about what is a pointer variable and how to declare and initialize a pointer variable. In today's class, we will see how to find the size of a pointer variable. We will see this with the help of a simple program. Let us consider a program where I have totally four built-in variables, that is the basic variables, which are data variables A, B, C, and D. They are of type integer, float, char, and then double respectively. Then I have declared four pointer variables P, Q, R, S, which are of type integer, float, char, and double. Now I want to print how much memory will be allocated to these different variables. We can find the memory allocated to a particular variable with the help of size of. So this size of is an operator which will give you how much memory is allocated to a particular variable or a data type. Now, when I run the first statement, size of A is equal to %d comma size of A, it will return how much memory is allocated to A, which is an integer in my compiler, and then that will be printed on the screen. Similarly, I am printing the size of all the remaining 7 variables. When this program is executed, I'll get the output like this. Let us consider So when this program is executed, I will get output like this. Let us see what is this output now. So first in my compiler, the size of the variable A, which is integer, is printed as 4. That means in my compiler for the integer variable, 4 bytes are allocated. In every 4 memory locations are allocated. In every memory location, I can store 1 byte of data. So in this, for integer, 4 memory locations are allocated. Similarly, for float also, 4 memory locations are allocated. Then C is a character variable. To that, 1 memory location is allocated. Then for double, 8 memory locations. Now here, the number of memory locations depends upon the type of the data. For integer 4, float is 4, character is 1, and double is 8. Whereas, let us consider the last 4 lines. In the last 4 lines, we are printing the memory location allocated to different type of pointer variable. Now, P is an integer pointer, Q is a floating point pointer, R is a character pointer, and S is a double pointer. Even though they are pointers of different pointers which are pointing to different type of variables, to all the pointers, 8 bytes are allocated. That means 8 memory locations are allocated for all the pointer variables. So now, when I run this program in my compiler, I am getting this answer. In your compiler, you may get different answer also. The number of memory allocated to a particular variable depends upon the compiler only. So here I am getting the number of memory locations as 8. So what we can observe from this particular slide is the size of a pointer variable is fixed for a compiler. All pointer types take same number of bytes for a particular compiler. Now let us see some more programs to understand the operators associated with pointers. A pointer during its lifetime can point to different memory locations. So let us consider one program to understand this particular point. I have declared 3 integer variables A, B, and C, and I have initialized them with values 10, 20, and 30 respectively. Then I declared P as a pointer variable which is pointing to integer. Now let us consider the diagram shown here. So A, B, C all are declared as integer variables and they are initialized with some memory addresses, and the starting address of the memory location allocated to A is 2000. For B, starting address is 3000, and for C, starting address is 4000. Then, since I have initialized the values, the memory locations will contain 10, 20, and 30 respectively. Now, in line number 5, I am writing the statement in star P. When this statement is executed, a pointer variable P will be created and memory will be allocated to that particular pointer variable. Now, when I run the statement, P is equal to ampersand A. The address of A, as shown by the ampersand A, will be stored in the pointer variable P. So the address of A is here, address of A is 2000. So this 2000 will be stored in the pointer variable P. Now in the next line I am printing printf %t comma star P. Now what is the meaning of star P? When we access P, we will be getting 2000. But when we access star P means value at that address. So from P, you have to take the address, then you go to that address, that is 2000, then see what value is stored in that particular location. So in the address 2000, we have a value of 10. Now star P means 10. Now when we run the statement printf %t comma star P, 10 will be printed on the screen as shown in this box. Next, I am writing P is equal to ampersand B. So now address of B will be stored in the pointer variable P. So here B is stored at the address 3000, that is the starting address. That starting address will be stored in the pointer variable P. Let us see that in the next slide. So the starting address of B, that is 3000, will be now stored in the pointer variable. So 3000 is available in P now. At this stage, if I print P, I'll be getting 3000. Now let us see the next line, printf %t comma star P. So star P means value at the address. So P is now 3000. Star P is, I have to go to this address 3000 and take the value from there. So this is the 3000 address. In that address, the value of the variable is 20. So when I print %t comma star P, at this stage 20 will be printed on the screen. So now we are getting 20 on the screen. Then in line number 10, I am initializing P with P is equal to ampersand C. So now address of C will be stored in P. So C is at the address 4000. So this particular address will be stored in the pointer variable. So now 4000 is stored in the pointer variable P. Then I am writing the statement printf %t comma star P. So now since I want star P, I have to take this 4000 from P. This is now P only. To get star P, I have to go to that address 4000. Then in that address, whatever value is available, I have to take that value. So here we have a value of 30. So now you take this 30 and that will be printed on the screen. So now we can see 30 is also printed on the screen. So in this program, what we have done is we have declared 3 different data variables, but only one pointer variable. And we made that particular pointer variable to point to the data variables one by one. And we are accessing different data variables with the help of single pointer variable. Now, let us see the next program. In this program, we are going to see the concept where 2 or more pointers can point to the same memory location. So now, let us consider a single data variable A, and that is declared as integer and initialized with the value 10. Then I have declared 3 pointer variables P, Q, and R. All are pointed to integers. Now I am writing the statement P is equal to ampersand A. So now I am getting the address of A and storing it in the pointer variable P. Then I am writing Q is equal to ampersand A and R is equal to ampersand A. Now when the statement P is equal to ampersand A is executed, what will happen? So now here A is stored at the address 2000. When I write ampersand A, I will get this address 2000, and P is equal to ampersand A will store this address 2000 in the pointer variable P. So after that statement is executed, we will have 2000 stored in the pointer variable. Then Q is equal to ampersand A. So the address of A is 2000. Now this will be stored in the pointer variable Q. So now in Q, we have 2000 stored. Then I have R is equal to ampersand A. So address of A 2000 will be now stored in R also. So now what we have done here is we have made 3 pointer variables P, Q, and R to point to the same data variable, that is same memory location. This is also possible. But in this case, when you do any updation in this particular data variable, they will be reflected when you are accessing through other pointers also. We will see this with the help of a program later. Now, I am writing the printf statement to illustrate the address, value, and address of the pointer. Now, in this statement, I have printf percentage. I am printing ampersand p and p, then star p. When we print ampersand p, it will print address of a pointer variable. And then when I print p, it will print the content of p, which is nothing but again an address. And then when I write star p, it will print value, which is stored at the pointer variable, which is a data. So in the first two, I am printing the address, and in the last one, I am printing a normal data value. So in the printf statement, I am writing the format specifiers as for the first two, since they are address is unsigned number. So I am writing %u. And for the last one, since it is a data value, it can be negative number also. So I am writing %t. Remember, %u stands for unsigned integer, which will store only positive values. But in case of value, I can store even a negative value. So for star p, I am not writing %u, I am writing %t. Now, when I run this particular program, first it will print address of p, then p, and then star p. So address of p is now 4000. Then p means it is the value stored in the pointer, that is 2000. Okay, and then star p means go to this particular address and see what value is stored in that address, that is nothing but 10. So this first statement will print 4000, 2000, and 10. Then the second statement will print address of q, q, and star q. So address of q is now 5000, q is 2000, which is nothing but address of a. Then star q is go to that address and take the value, so 10. Then in the last line, I am printing ampersand r, r, and star r. Ampersand r is address of r, which is 6000. Then r is 2000, which is again address of a. Then star r is go to this 2000 and take the value 10. So that will be printed on the screen. So in this, in all the three lines, the second column and third column are same because we are accessing same memory location with the help of three different pointers. So when we access them, we'll be getting the same value only. Now this is a program. When I run in my, I have shown you as an example, but when I run this program in my compiler, I am getting a large number for the address, not a small number like 2000, 4000 we have taken for illustration. So when I run the above program in my compiler, I am getting this particular value. So you can see here, the addresses are not a small number, they are large numbers. Your address range depends upon your system. So according to your system, at that particular time, whatever memory is allocated to a particular variable, that will be printed on the screen. So as a user, when you run the same program again in your computer, you will not get the same address to be printed because address is allocated to a particular program when that program, when the compiler runs that particular program. So it is not necessary that every time it has to allocate the same memory to that particular variable. So when you run the program at different time, you may get different answers. Thank you.